This week brings with it Alien Isolation, a game where you spend the vast majority of your time trying not to get gobbled up by the horrifying solitary alien stalking you everywhere you go. If you're a horror game fanatic or a masochist, video games are just the place to be if you're looking to replicate the experience past Alien Isolation. Video games are just filled with the kind of monsters perfectly designed to keep you up at night staring into the shadows just in case. I've collected 5 enemies who I'd really not like to meet in a dark alleyway, or a light alleyway, or just anywhere ever. Now, unfortunately, I've only got 5 spots to give out, and there are so many really good picks. The speedy and threatening tyrants and lickers from Resident Evil, the bleedy-eyed Shibito of Siren, Doom 3's Cherubs, Pyramid Head, who I've spent a good time discussing before, and the head crabs from Half-Life are all very effective at eliciting those fear-riddled feelings. Be sure to let me know if I've left out your pick for freakiest video game monster, but for the moment, here's 5 of mine. What could possibly be scary in a game that's already chocked to the brim with zombies? Well, oddly enough, it's the chick hanging out in the corner of the map leaving you alone and crying. Said game is Left 4 Dead 2, and said chick is the witch. The witch is one of the special infected, but unlike the others, she only attacks when provoked, usually by you moving too close to her or by using a flashlight. At night, she sits waiting in one spot, while in the daytime you can find her wandering. Should you startle her, she launches at the offending party with a bloody mouthful of teeth and 12-inch claws for fingers, only ceasing the attack when either she or the victim dies. And it's usually the victim who goes down first. Should she win, she runs off sobbing, ready to scare the crap out of you later with her signature screech. Don't startle the goddamn witch. There's a special fear reserved for the enemies that scared you as a child, and for me, the sound of this one is still hugely disconcerting. Redeads might have a semi-stupid name, but when they first popped up in Ocarina of Time, they proved that a zombie-esque beastie with powers of paralysis by any other name would be as scary. That persistent droning coupled with a chilling scream when Link gets too close is a pretty solid memory for kids that owned N64s. Not only that, but if you're in a tight vicinity, the dudes would paralyze you, jump on your back, and bite at you while you mash the A and B buttons trying to get away. They're easy enough to avoid, but their unnaturally idle nature and droning earns them a place on this list. Number 3 on my list was encountered while Zareen and I played through the ghost-heavy Fatal Frame 2. Pretty much every encounter in Fatal Frame 2 was totally terrifying, but as it happens, not all horrifying ghosty attacks are made equal. Some way into the game, whilst rummaging for shiny items, you encounter a room with a box. Unluckily, the box housed a particularly creepy ghost, aptly named Woman in Box. Her attack pattern consisted of stumbling slowly toward the player with her long hair pulled over like the girl from The Ring, before revealing her freaky face and launching full speed for a final grapple, which unfortunately is pretty much the only time you can snap a photo of her to deal a chunk of damage. My second to last pick also happens to come from the Zelda series, but I maintain that it is a damn terrifying universe with no monster as creepy as Wallmasters. I took on A Link Between Worlds on 3DS recently and was unfortunate enough to encounter these bastards yet again. The beasties are just floating hands that threaten you with a growing shadow over Link before swatting you from above. They're also known to crawl along the ground, grab at Link, and do all the things that hands do, but in a gigantic violent form. Frustratingly, if they grab you, they're also known to drag you all the way back to the start of a dungeon, an ability I think we all lost our patience with pretty quickly. The little ones are bad enough, but Link Between Worlds upped the stakes with its Knuckle Master boss, a giant hand with a freaky giant eye in the middle, still with the swatting and punching and pushing and all sorts of attacks that are frustratingly difficult to dodge. Not a lot of things make your heart sink as fast in a Zelda game as an eerie shadow settling over Link in the middle of a dungeon. And the super freaky enemies that have me avoiding an entire corner of gaming are inevitably the gatherers from Amnesia. If you're lucky, you probably don't know what these guys look like, and that's because they haven't gotten all up in your face before murdering you brutally. If you're anything like me, this is the point where you've submitted to running frantically or just letting go of the mouse to watch your protagonist get slashed to death by the empty-eyed malformed buggers. This is the only entry of mine where the game doesn't let you fight back at all. Run and hide are your only options, and keeping your eye on the monsters lowers your character's sanity. Inevitably, this makes the gatherers way more terrifying. You spend the entirety of Amnesia being stalked by them, and it's freaking awful, particularly in the prison. Although the invisible water monster who chomps you to bits as soon as you're submerged really gives the gatherers a run for their money, even though it appears very briefly. That particular monster has also subsequently made every water section of every game hugely terrifying for me. Case in point with when I played the Amnesia prequel, Penumbra Black Plague.
Oh no! Oh my god, this is such a display of ineptitude. Back! No, fuck!
Oh,
Fuck!
oh my god, something is attacking you.
Oh shit!
Let me know down in the comments who you reckon deserves the title of most terrifying character in gaming, and I will catch you next week.